Staff, welcome. We're trying something out this year, and what you're going to be seeing here is our first edition of the CHS Faculty Moment of Pride. It's an ongoing, quick little video series we're going to do to try to help you see PBIS type of strategies being used in the classroom. They're brought to you by the Culture and Climate team, and this first month here that we're getting into, November, is professionalism. And within that, every week we're going to have different little skits and videos that go on to the B. Bruin broadcast meant for students. Well, this one is meant for you, for staff, for teachers, to see how you might be able to use some positive strategies to increase professionalism. And specifically, we're looking at being on time all day, every day. And so you're going to see two strategies being used here. Miss Walker's our teacher, a tardy reflection form, and a group incentives strategy. And both of those we'll also debrief together and talk a little bit about. So enjoy the skit. Thanks.
Okay, that was the bell. Thanks for being on time today and getting started quickly on your warm-up. I see that most of you looked up at the board and saw that today we are starting on page 81. And so for those of you who are on time, the answer to today's question is Galapagos turtles. Don't forget that. Hang on to that answer for the end of class. It'll be important. Okay. You are embedded You finished?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. This is your first tardy, but know that I'm keeping these. I'm going to keep track of them. Don't make it a habit. Here's the chart that we're working on.
Okay, thank
Find
you.
a desk and get started. You finished? All
I have to go to the
right.
bathroom.
This is number 5 though, and remember we made a phone call home at 3, and so this time's going to be a detention. You need to use the bathroom faster, or you could come in, get directions, and then ask to go to the bathroom later.
Thank you.
Please get started quietly. Okay, the bell's gonna ring in 1 minute. As you're closing up your books, I am gonna choose with my popsicle sticks the person who is going to answer the question of the day. So hopefully you're all on time, have the answer, wrote it down somewhere so you remember. Heather, here's your question. What animal has the longest lifespan?
The Galapagos tortoise.
The Galapagos tortoise. You got it. You are added 2 minutes of free time for the class for Friday Funnies. So we've got 6 minutes added up now for telling jokes on Friday. Be sure you have your jokes ready. Extra credit if you can tell a joke about the Galapagos tortoise.
Man, I am sure glad that she didn't call on us today. We would have totally let that class down. We won't be late tomorrow.
So it seemed like there were two strategies in play here. One with the tardy reflection form and the other with this group sort of incentive to get the question right. Could you explain to us what those two strategies, like why those ones work for you?
Yeah, so the tardy ticket idea puts a routine in place for your class and expectations that the kids know exactly what they're supposed to do if they're late, that you have a data collection strategy in place to know how many times, if they're repeat offenders, and gives the rest of your kids also that are trying to do what's expected of them, they know your attention is going to stay focused on them and not be to the kids who are late and doing something else, so their learning is still protected. This idea is a group contingency, which can be done in a million different ways. So what I did here was I have the class earning time to tell jokes on Fridays, and I use the popsicle stick app, which is instead of calling on somebody, it's just random, chooses a name. I have the class loaded in here. You can use that for a lot of different things too. and just randomly call on somebody who was on time. Only kids who are on time would have the answer, and added 2 minutes a day if they got the right answer. So had I chosen somebody who was late, they wouldn't have had the answer to the question, and we wouldn't have added 2 more minutes.
Yeah, do kids ever cheat on that and like give the people that are late that answer?
That's a great question. So they very well may do that. And like I said, you can use this however it works for your class. So you don't have to base it on a question. You could just randomly choose somebody on your phone, and if that person was on time, then you add 2 minutes. It doesn't even have to be based on information. Or you could use this if it's not being on time. But it's that kids aren't finishing their work during class time, or kids aren't staying off their phones. You could add 2 minutes for any number of those kind of things, and just randomly pick one student. So there's that element of surprise. And if your goal is to stay off your phone, say, oh, did so-and-so stay off their phone? Yes, we added 2 minutes. Or did so-and-so finish their work today? Yes, they did. So it just kind of keeps everybody on their toes, and they know that they're earning something for the entire group. So there's a little bit of peer pressure that goes with it.
So as a classroom teacher, for the students who come through my door, we've already done the process. And so they know the expectations, but what if they don't quietly come over and pick up their reflection sheet? What are we supposed to do with those kids?
So I think there's a couple pieces of that, and one is that this strategy is about kind of setting your classroom routines and setting your expectations for the kids that are here and the ones that are coming in late. So it's kind of about that safe learning environment for everybody, that is not an acceptable behavior and they know it. And it sets the routine of them not disrupting, and what your expectations are, and when you're going to call home, and when there's going to be a detention. So if you think about it kind of on our tiers of MTSS or PBIS, and so you're looking at this as your tier 1 intervention. So you're going to catch a lot of those kids that if they're not held accountable at all, they're going to continue to do it. But here's some accountability, so they're going to quit, and it's going to work for a lot of kids. And then there's going to be kids that it doesn't work for, and so you're looking for your tier 2 or your tier 3 intervention. So whether that's a next step of discipline, or whether that's getting support from your administrators, or if it's just asking those questions, why are they late? What is holding them up? Do they not have any friends, but now they have one? Do they, thinking about the trainings that we've been doing on the trauma-informed care, if it's a first spell kid that's always coming in late, or if they're reacting to you really negatively, where is that relationship building piece, or what is the connection that's missing, or kind of looking at it from those different angles of what your tier 2 or your tier 3 interventions are going to be for those kids that it's not working for.